Have you ever noticed how, the things you want the absolute most always seem the furthest from your grasp, right? It feels like no matter how hard you push, the resistance just pushes back even harder. Well, in today's explainer, we're going to look closely at This Pain Has a Purpose, Reframing Your Struggles. We'll explore why the most excruciating moments of your life aren't cruel punishments from the universe. Actually, scratch that. They're the exact preparation you need. What looks like outright denial today? Yeah, that might just be divine preparation for tomorrow. Let's dive in. So when obstacles pop up out of nowhere and you inevitably hit that massive wall, it is completely natural to feel frustrated. You look around, you see everyone else seemingly having a breeze, and, well, let's be honest, throwing a why me pity party just becomes the default setting. You start wondering, am I just spectacularly unlucky? But our source material challenges us to completely stop asking why me as a complaint, and instead start looking at the actual hidden mechanics of our struggles. You know, we so often default to this very specific mindset. We start believing that when things get impossibly hard, it's just this dark storm cloud of the universe conspiring against us. But the truth? The truth requires an immediate reframe. All that friction is actually setting the stage for something much greater. That awful feeling of being denied or blocked? That is simply the universe preparing you to handle the exact success you've been chasing all this time. You aren't being denied, you are being prepared.
Which brings us right to Section 1, Preparation, Not a Punishment.
And building right off that idea is Section 2, the Blacksmith's Forge. Think about how this actually works in practice for a second. Just like raw metal, you cannot be strengthened in a comfortable, safe, air-conditioned room, right? The universe doesn't owe anyone smooth sailing. It offers the opportunity to rise to the challenge. Think about the steps here. First, the metal needs intense fire, then relentless pressure, followed by repeated striking. Only then do you reach step 4, true transformation. Without those rigorous elements, the metal just remains ordinary. So that fire that's threatening to burn you right now, it's actually forging something totally remarkable. Just like your muscles don't grow without resistance, your spirit doesn't deepen without testing. This right here is a complete paradigm shift. The idea is that your obstacles aren't roadblocks designed to stop you, they're qualification rounds separating the casual dreamers from the serious contenders. Literally every setback you face is an invitation to prove your worthiness and demonstrate genuine commitment to your goals. While most people just fold under pressure, true champions recognize these difficult moments for what they truly are, sacred tests. They're qualification rounds. So when your dreams seem to just evaporate, you're actually receiving a powerful gift. You're getting the chance to prove you are a serious contender. Look, anyone can be positive when things go their way. Showing faith when the winds are favorable proves absolutely nothing about your character. But genuine faith, that is the quiet companion that stands strongest precisely when everything else around you is crumbling to dust. Genuine belief isn't some fair-weather friend. It's that tiny internal voice whispering, keep going, exactly when every single external sign is screaming at you to quit. It's totally invisible during smooth sailing, but man, during the storms, it reveals what you're actually made of. Okay, let's jump to Section 3, Comfort is the Enemy. This brings us to a really harsh truth, one that goes against almost everything modern society teaches us. The universe rewards differently than we might think. It absolutely does not respond to wishes or complaints. See, the casual dreamer retreats to comfort and waits for guarantees before committing to the path. But the serious contender? They advance into strength. They understand that worthwhile things demand payment up front, in sweat, in struggle, and in pure persistence when giving up would just be so much easier. So, how do we actively apply all this? Well, instead of defaulting back to that frustrating why me pity party we talked about, let's flip the script entirely. Start extracting vital wisdom from your wounds by asking yourself, what is this situation teaching me? How is this making me more resilient? And maybe most importantly, what strengths am I developing right now that wouldn't even be possible without this struggle? When you ask these questions, you immediately stop being a victim of circumstance. Your difficulties transform from painful tests you just have to endure into the very tools reshaping you into something extraordinary.
Which perfectly sets up Section 4, Transforming Pain into Power.
Okay, I need you to hear this loud and clear. No one is coming to save you. I know, it sounds harsh, but this is the ultimate wake-up call. Waiting for rescue is a losing strategy. Just look at anyone who has achieved greatness. Their path was never a straight line. They survived because they absolutely refused to stay down.
The cavalry isn't on the way, folks. The hero who must take action, who has to face the difficulties and persist when quitting seems totally reasonable, that hero is the person looking back at you in the mirror. You have to be your own rescue.
Always remember this fundamental truth. The struggle hurts, for sure, and the obstacles will seem completely insurmountable. But pain is temporary, while what remains permanent is the knowledge that you refused to break when breaking seemed inevitable. Suffering has an expiration date. The discomfort you feel today is simply the necessary price for the transformation you're seeking. The world really doesn't need more people who have never struggled. It needs people who have been tested, who have fallen and risen again. Your scars aren't something to hide. They are undeniable evidence of battles you have fought and won.
So what does this all mean for you? Your life story is being written right now, not in your words, but in your actions. Your potential is just waiting to be unleashed. So the only question left is, will you step forward into the fire? Are you ready to embrace the flames not despite the pain it causes, but specifically because of the extraordinary person it is forging you to become?